Thanks for stopping back by Wild Bird Creative. I have a piece of paper here that's really a remnant. It's got this piece of decorated paper already on it, and the other segment has already been cut away, and I was left with this strip. And I thought, well, let's make use of it. It's a great background. It's got some great colors in it. And why not use it? It does make an odd-shaped piece, so if you were to frame it, you would need to have a custom mat and frame. But still, it seems a shame to waste this. Let's put it to use. I've got just my usual culprits here, a bunch of scraps of paper. This one happens to be some sheet music. And let's just come in and dress this up a little bit. And just go from there. Now this will not be a no-mess project. I do plan on pulling out a stencil and having some fun. Every now and then I want to get messy, and that's okay. Some days I don't, some days I do. Here's another piece. Getting an awful lot of little scraps on my table that I need to make use of. So there we go. I've got the two corners decorated just with that sheet music. Let's see if I can get my nail under there and put a little more on this edge. Probably can't. When I can't get under there with the glue stick, I will put it right onto my nail and just put it right under there, and that tends to work. So let's see. I've got this piece. I want him to go behind this guy a little bit. This is just a photocopy that I made for when I did Care December. And now, even though it's way past December, I can use it in this wonderful piece for the 1st of February. When you go to events and they have great programs that they hand out, always hang on to them, because the papers are usually fabulous. This one I've had for years. It's just such a nice, bold graphic on it. This little piece here. There we go. Let's look at that. We've got a nice base already going here. Get my deli paper back underneath it. Doesn't take very long to layer up papers and have them generate a lot of interest. Here's the sheet that I was talking about. I think I'm going to add maybe this little piece up here. I don't know. Let's just take a look and see if it works. It does. Not sure I'm crazy about it. I think I like it over here better. So I will put it on that side and then just trim away the excess. It up a tiny bit. And over here, I'll just bring this one in. I really like the pinks that I had in this. Might want to try it in a different spot. I'm going to use my time while the glue is very pliable to see how I best want this. And I think I'm going to go back to having it here and then just trim it off. Trim both of them at once. There we go. So there's my base. Everything that I want is on here. And now I'm going to come in with some Cameo Pink and just add a little bit more detail to the background. Nothing heavy. I didn't want to go jarringly bright on it. I wanted to keep it simple. And I've got my wonderful Stencil Girl stencil here. This one is S691. If you want to go on to Stencil Girl products and have a look at it. And I think I will use a makeup sponge for this. Bring everything down here. And I don't want a ton of paint on this. I want to start nice and light. I can always come back in and add more. See how I like it. I'm going to use this until the paint pretty much peters out on the sponge. So I have a nice effect as it just bleeds out. I'm putting very little back on it. Areas where I want it heavy, I'll refill the sponge. Get a little bit down here in this corner. It's nice with this style stencil. It's small enough that you can lift it up and look. Some stencils can get ungainly pretty quickly. This one works out just right. Let's see, let's come in and do just a little bit across here. Again, just adding some interest. A little bit more over that area with the black so that I have some nice contrast against it. And then scoot it over to the last bit. Got a little heavy-handed down here, but that's okay because we're still not done. There we go. Set this aside. Put this in my bin to soak. And now what I want to do is grab my ink pads. And there's a nice bit of turquoise in here. And I'm going to bring out my peacock feathers, Distress Oxide, and another makeup sponge. Open this up, and I'm going to find another stencil that I want to put on top, just to add some additional interest. I've got so many stencils, it can take a while to sort through everything. Let's see. You know what? I think I'm going to use my trusty Tim Holtz one. And I'm just going right on over in areas where I want a pop of color. Go, and let's pull it, line this up. And it's really pretty easy with this one. You can see where you need to be placing it so that you end up with the right spots. I mean, if it's a little off, it's okay. If you don't like it, you can stencil over it, paper over it, gesso over it. Up through here, the sheet music ends up being just a wonderful surface to work on. It's lacking in gloss so that you can come in and really get a nice bit of detail. It soaks in, but it doesn't drink it up. It doesn't get too soggy. So let me come back over here. Do edge right there. I think I want a couple in here. And you know what? I'm going to do a couple right along here too. There we go. Okay, these will need to be washed, but I'm going to set them aside for the moment. And for our final bit, I'm just going to bring in my almost dried up color crush. And I think I want one of my Tim Holtz fragments, just to add a little bit of fun detail here and there. And it's going to be light, because as I said, this is an almost dried up ink pad. I have another one coming, but it is not here yet. See, it just is giving us an extra layer of interest. It's such a nice pattern too. And because it's a fragment, you can put it however you want. And it just kind of works. Let's see, let's put And I think a last one here. Okay, set that aside, set all this aside to get washed. That way you know where you're at. Okay, we're on the final steps here. And I'm going to add in some coffee colored ink using just a script stamp. And this will be very, very light. And really just a bit of background detail. And I like to turn it this way and that so that you can always have something of interest. And I don't even put it on a block. I just keep it like this so I can move it around as I want. And I think that's everything. I think I have gotten this to a point that I am comfortable with. Put the lid on that. Last two things that I need to wash. And look, got just this fun long piece. Look, see, observe, using up my scraps, having a good time, enjoying myself. I hope that you will get a chance this weekend or this week, depending on your schedule, to get creative and have some fun. Remember, be kind to yourself. Speak kindly to yourself. Art is self-care and a wonderful way for you to relax and de-stress. This is what, under 20 minutes? And we've got a nice little piece. That's, part of an episode that you might want to binge watch that you've seen 1,000 times. Try something different. Find a different way to unwind at the end of the day. And thanks for stopping by. Wild Bird Creative.